What is the book of Numbers about? Numbers actually happens between Exodus and Leviticus, where God has brought the people of Israel out of slavery and taken them to Mount Sinai and given them the law and given them the tabernacle. And it happens between that and Deuteronomy and Joshua, where they get to the promised land and go in. So the book of Numbers is actually just about the wandering in the wilderness, that period of time. And it is roughly divided between two parts. Chapters 1 to 26 is about the dying off of the first generation of Israelites. And then chapters 27 to 36 to the end is about the maturing of the second generation who's actually going to go in.
And in case you're interested in this sort of thing, the book of Numbers gets its name by the fact that it has two numberings of the people of Israel, one at the beginning of the book and one at the end. And so obviously the first numbering of the people was to number how many there were who came out of Egypt. And then finally the second numbering of the people of Israel was how many people were about to enter into the promised land.
Welcome and thank you for joining me today for another program from Diggin' Deeper. Today, we will go digging deeper into Numbers, chapter 12. We have already gone digging deeper into the first 3 books of the Bible, and are working our way through the 4th book. These studies are really important as we learn about the ancient societies of yesteryear and provide valuable insight into how God interacted with ancient peoples, and how Israel was called to be distinct among them. This is not a long chapter, but it does teach some important lessons and is powerful. Otherwise, short and sweet and powerful. Let us go digging deeper into Numbers. Chapter 12. Chapter 12 is made up of 16 verses, beginning with verse 1, And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out ye 3 unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they 3 came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Lord will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and, behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam. And, behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days. And the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward the people removed from Hazeroth, and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. This is a short chapter, so let us do a quick rundown before getting into digging deeper. We begin with Miriam and Aaron speaking against Moses, because of the Ethiopian woman he had married. Their criticism seems to question Moses' unique relationship with God. Hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? Verses 3 through 8, God calls Moses, Aaron, and Miriam to the tabernacle, and declares that Moses is not like other prophets. While God reveals himself to others in dreams and visions, he speaks to Moses, mouth to mouth, clearly and directly. Verses 9 and 10. God's anger is kindled against Miriam and Aaron when his presence departs. Miriam becomes leprous, white as snow. Verses 11 through 13, Aaron confesses their sin and pleads for Miriam's healing. Moses intercedes for her, praying, "Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee." Verses 14 through 16, God heals Miriam, but requires her to be shut out of the camp for 7 days as part of her cleansing. Only afterward does Israel continue its journey. Here are some important lessons learned from Numbers, chapter 12. Miriam and Aaron were older siblings of Moses. All three had key leadership roles in Israel's exodus, Moses as leader and lawgiver, Aaron as high priest, and Miriam as prophetess. Cultural background: in the ancient Near East, marriage to a foreigner could be controversial, especially for a leader of God's people. Israel was later forbidden to intermarry with surrounding nations, Deuteronomy chapter 7 verses 3 and 4, but at this point in history, those laws were not yet fully applied. Underlying issue: the real tension was not about pigment or marriage, but about spiritual authority. Miriam and Aaron may have been struggling with Moses' unique closeness to God, the one through whom the law was given, and with whom God spoke directly, as we will see in verses 6 through 8. Speaking against God's chosen servant, Miriam and Aaron's challenge was not just personal. It was rebellion against God's appointed authority. It shows that jealousy and pride can easily lead to sin, even among leaders. Moses' humility, verse 3 describes Moses as very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. His humility contrasts sharply with Miriam and Aaron's pride. God's defense of his servants: God himself steps in to defend Moses, showing that he supports those who walk faithfully with him. Consequences of sin. Miriam's leprosy symbolizes the seriousness of rebellion and gossip. Even after forgiveness, there were visible consequences and a time of separation. Intercession and mercy. Moses' prayer for Miriam reflects Christ-like compassion, praying even for those who wrong us. We also see restoration. After 7 days, Miriam is restored, showing that God's discipline aims to correct and heal, not to destroy. Moses models Christ-like behavior by interceding for Miriam. This is a powerful example of grace, even in the face of betrayal. An important lesson that I do want to stress is then and now, is God hears. God heard Moses. He heard the squabble between the three and personally intervenes. He does the same, still. Today, he summons the three siblings to the tabernacle and defends Moses, declaring that while he may speak to others in visions or dreams, he speaks with Moses mouth to mouth. Verse 8, and plainly, because of Moses' faithfulness, God's anger burns against them. Miriam becomes leprous, white as snow. Aaron pleads with Moses, who then intercedes in prayer for his sister. God agrees to heal her, but insists she be shut out of the camp for 7 days, as a consequence. God affirms Moses' unique position and publicly vindicates him. And the chapter teaches that spiritual authority is established by God, not by human jealousy or comparison. Miriam and Aaron's criticism, possibly rooted in ethnic prejudice or envy, brought severe consequences. God takes slander, gossip, and murmuring against his servants very seriously. All of this is a reminder that God is both just and merciful. We see Miriam punished, but she is not destroyed, and after Moses' intercession, she is restored. This is an important reminder of the balance between God's balance and mercy. Moses' quick, humble prayer shows forgiveness and compassion. Despite being wronged, true leadership is shown in praying for those who oppose you. And this is an example of true leadership, yes, but also of humility. God loves humility and desires his servants to be humble. Moses is called very meek, above all the men. Humility invites God's favor and defense. Arrogance invites judgment. Before we go, simply put, Numbers chapter 12 teaches respect for God's chosen leaders. Even if we disagree with decisions, challenging God's appointment of someone is a dangerous path. Watch for envy, pride, or attempt to elevate oneself by diminishing the work or role of others. The importance of humility. Moses' humility protects him even when others try to drag him into conflict. Being meek does not mean passive, it means being trustful, faithful, lowly before God. The power of intercession and prayer. Moses did not take vengeance, he prayed, even for someone close who wronged him. That sin has consequences, even among God's people. But also that God offers restoration. Obedience to God's standards, both moral and ritual in the ancient context, matters. Purity, order, and respect are part of how the community is held together. Let us end here. Thank you for joining me today for another Bible study on Digging Deeper. I am your host, Billy Ray Parrish. If you liked today's program, please like and share our content with others. It really does help us grow. If you got anything out of this program, subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all of our content. Until next time, stay safe and God bless.